I'm sitting here with Amber Carter, Minnesota blogger, who blogs at An Amber Colored Life, and in Minneapolis with a little bit of drive-by noise, but that's all right. So tell me how you started blogging, how you came to blogging.
Well, it was about 5 years ago, and I was living up in Wisconsin, and was a workaholic at the time, and all of my friends lived about 2 or 3 hours away from me. So I started blogging as a way to connect with them and to stop writing them 7 to 10 page novella emails about who is skankier, Brittany or Christina. So yeah, I had just read an article in the paper about this thing called live journaling and blogging, and I used to be a big diary girl when I was little. So something about that really fascinated me. So one night I just decided to start it, and I told my friends about it. I didn't really tell my family about it, but they found it anyways. And yeah, just started posting a bunch of like ridiculous ramblings so that all of my friends had a place to connect and see what was going on in my life without me having to like send mass emails and things like that. So it's pretty nifty that way.
So well, first of all, how long ago did you start it?
5 years ago. Yep, 2005. I want to say September 2004, but I think that's too far away. But I mean, as you can tell, I pay really close attention to it in the time span. But yeah.
And how would you characterize your type of blog? What type of blog is An Amber Colored Life?
A ridiculous one. It's personal. It's a personal blog. It's basically a place for me to just shoot my mouth off and do whatever I want on there. And it always has been, and it always will be. There's been times that I've sat back and been like, maybe I should have a purpose. Maybe I should blog about politics. And I'm like, no, I can't do that because I won't want to read my own blog. So yeah, it's just basically anything that comes off the top of my head, things that I think are great, things that annoy the crap out of me. Yeah.
So you started it as a friends and sort of family blog, only accidentally apparently.
Right.
And it's over time you've gained quite a readership. So what do you think is the appeal of?
I don't know. I think you might be asking the wrong person what the appeal is, because I still whenever somebody tells me that they read the blog, I still kind of would be like, why would you read it? Not because I don't think it's good, but just because I think the appeal for people is the fact that that when I do write it, I'm not writing it to impress you or to make a stand on an issue or things like that. Like, it's basically I think it's a place to come to relax and maybe laugh and maybe relate to, you know, a 31-year-old white girl who's not a thug and is not living the thug life. Like, things like that. I think that's what appeals to people. And I feel like when you read blogs that you like, at least for me, the majority of the blogs that I really like are by people who are funny or ridiculous or just like they don't care. Like, they have like are ridiculous things to say. And that's fun for me. So I think that the same things that appeal to me probably have to appeal to my readership, because if we don't have a lot in common, I don't really think that you would really enjoy my blog. And I don't really write to share love with the world. So yeah.
So over 5 years, 6 years of writing, what have you learned from your blogging experience so far?
Well, from the blogging experience, I think what I've learned from the blogging experience is that that is a really hard question that I can't quite seem to answer. What I've learned is that that it's best to just write the things that you want to write. It's best to be completely honest, and at the risk of sounding like a Real Housewife of New York, like, be completely authentic and genuine. And honesty is always the best policy. I have this really weird knack of being able to go on other people's blogs that I read on a regular basis, and I can always tell when they are trying to adopt somebody else's writing style, or they think someone else is really funny, so they're going to try to be funny the way that they are. And I think throughout the years of my blogging, I've learned that you gotta write what you know and what you think and what you feel, and like it doesn't matter if it's as funny as the next guy or if it's as articulate as the next girl. You just have to be yourself. And I think that kind of goes back to the last question where it's like I like your blog because for some reason or another, like I probably like you too, or I like who you are on that blog. So when you try to change that, that's when I stop reading. And I've done that quite a few times where like I've fallen in love with the blog and they completely change their style, and it's like I don't want to read you anymore, man. Like you're not who I thought you were. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned. Just be yourself.